Kathleen Clegg had seen enough, sitting on the sideline in street clothes, still nursing her injury. She leapt up and started screaming at the referees, arms flailing, voice cracking, absolutely losing her cool. It wasn't a tantrum, it was frustration boiling over from months of being hacked, shoved, and ignored by officials. And this time, the injustice was so blatant, even Clark could not contain herself. But what came next turned the whole WNBA upside down. Cindy Carson, rushing from home with a torn ACL, jumped onto Twitter and unleashed a rant so sharp and so viral that fans could not believe their eyes. Within minutes, the entire basketball world was asking the same question: is this league being rigged right from us? The Indiana Fever had just pulled out a drama 76-75 win over the Los Angeles Sparks. Normally, that would be cares of celebration, a gritty down to the wire victory. But no one was talking about the win instead. The only conversation was about the officiating, the chaos, the bars, and the bizarre sequence of events that made the game feel like a bad parody of professional basketball. The shot clock broke down multiple times. Cars that should not have automatic were swallowed, and the final sex pure madness. With less than 2 ticks left, the ref allowed a reset timeout that nobody had ever seen before. It handed the Spark a free chance to steal the game, while Indiana players stood there in disbelief. When Cassie Mitchell tried to play the foul game strategically, the ref stepped in and rewarded the Los Angeles with yet another break. The Fever bench exploded. Luxor got so angry she could not sit still. And what did she get for showing passion? A technical foul. Let that sink in. The team that was being hacked got punished for daring to complain, while the team during the hacking got a gift from the officials. This was the moment Clark stood up. Call it, call it, she shouted, raise red, pointing at the ref like she was ready to march on the cat himself. And that is when Cindy Carson decided she had enough. From a living room sidelined by injury, Carson fired off of the most viral tweet of the season. At a certain point in the league's existence, I need Cassie Mitchell to get same version as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane. Actually, I've considered roping my sister into press chat. It was funny, but it was also deadly serious because she was right. Mitchell had driven to the basketball again and again all night, only to get hacked like a practice dummy. 2 free throws, that is all she got. Meanwhile, so-called protected stars in the league get razors for the slightest contact. Cousins' twist was a cannon shoot. Fans instantly picked it up. Retweet, comment, viral outrage. Everyone said the same thing. Finally, someone said it out. And then came the perfect response from Kathleen Clegg herself. Clegg replied with just 6 words: careful, you're going to forget fine. It was poor. Second, but it got straight to the heart of the WNBA's biggest embarrassment because Clark wasn't joking. She was pointing out a pattern, speak the truth about officiating, and the league will come for your wallet. Siding Carson shot back immediately. I can't get no more fine. Transition. She's already been punished into silence so many times, and that is there nothing like left to take. And that is when it clicked for everyone watching. This wasn't just bad refereeing. This was a system where one players get hammered on a court and the threatening if dare to talk about it. If you want proof, just ask Sophie Cunningham. She has been turned into the poster child for what happens when you criticize the strips. Her first crime, lip-signing a TikTok song that's called Ref Stupid, boom, $500 gone. A sec, complaining on a podcast about inconsistent scores, another 105 though, and finally the worst offense of all, pointing out the obvious that Peg Burgers, a rookie, was being treated like cruelty by officials while favor guards were getting knocked on the floor with no whistle, another fine straight out of her picture. Cunningham wasn't wrong. In fact, she was saying what everyone else was already thinking. But the league made an example out of her, just like they're trying to do now with Carson and Clark. Let's talk number because the numbers did not lie. And Clark no one rookie has absorbed 17% of all flagrant fouls committed in the WNBA this year, nearly 1 out of every 5. That is not physical basketball. That is rocky treatment. That is a great target on her back. Meanwhile, Katniss plays night after night like a human crash test dummy. She drives into the lane, gets grabbed, yanked, shoved, and Summer walks away with 2 free throw attempts. 2. On the flip side, players on protected teams flinch, tumble, or sail a to contact and immediately head to the line. Fans see it, broadcasters see it, social media see it. But the refs, they don't see a thing. And the favorite team is so obvious. You can predict it before it happens. Screens that are legal for one team suddenly become offensive fouls for Indiana. Clark raises an elbow, technical, opponents throw elbows at a news play on. This is not just incompetence, it is selective enforcement. The most disgusting part is how the WNBA enforces silence, not by fixing officiating, but by hitting players where it's utmost, their wallet. Remember, most WNBA salaries aren't life-changing money. Sophie Cunningham makes around $90,000. Start shopping away $500 a year, $100 and $500 a year. And suddenly, you have wiped out thousands from someone who is not exactly running in NBA level millions. Over $200,000 has already been taken from Cunningham this season alone just for criticizing refs. Carlson jugs being marked out of fines. Coaches like Stephiana White are docked for daring to call the treatment. But here is where it backfires. Instead of silencing the outrage, the league has made it loud. The fans are literally offering a crowd-fund fine. Lyndon, a former FIFA executive, publicly promised to help cover the cost. What was supposed to be intimidation has become a rallying cry. That is how broken the system is. Let's not sugarcoat it. Fans are now openly asking if those games are being manipulated. Certain referees' names like Aberzi keep popping up in controversy calls, almost always against Indiana. FIFA fans joked about checking his betting slips, and the more you watch, the harder it becomes to dismiss. Are these just bad calls? Is there something darker at play? Favoritism, narratives, maybe even something worse? When players, fans, and executives all say the same thing, that one team is officiated under a completely different set of rules. It is not paranoia, it is a pattern, and it should not come at the worst time. The WNA is supposed to be in its golden era. Kathleen Clark has dragged the league into the spotlight, smashing record for attendance, and also TV ratings sees the girls playing golden hairs, and instead of protecting her, the league is letting her get battered like a tackling dummy and punishing anyone who dares to speak up. Sydney Carson and Kathleen Clark have ripped the mask off the league's biggest problem. The world now sees what FIFA fans have been shouting all season. This is not basketball, it is theater. And unless the WNBA steps in and reforms officiating, every single Indiana FIFA game will still carry an at least risk. So here's the real question: will the WNBA finally listen to its players and fans, or will it keep silencing truth tellers, burying its head in the sand and letting corruption trip? Because one thing for sure, the players aren't staying quiet anymore. Don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you will never miss what happens next in the drama. So stay tuned and get connected.